Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love indie makeup, especially shiny, shifting, sparkly eyeshadows. And today I have a extremely sparkly and shifty eyeshadow palette to show you. This is the second palette from ItsBel and it is the Flare palette. I have a video up with the original palette, which is Break the Rules. And this is just full of beautiful, beautiful shimmers. And the best part is that both these palettes are only $27.50. So the Flare palette has 9 different shades, and I believe this is a re-release, and they have done previously a Flare collection, and I was really excited that they did another palette because I think it's just such a great value, and you get some really beautiful shifty eyeshadows. So I'm going to be swatching these for you, and I will also do some swatch comparisons with the Adept Plain Jane and the Hydrant palette. Spoiler alert, there's only 2 crossovers. Meanwhile, the Break the Rules palette did have 6 of the same shades from the Plain Jane palette from Adept. Let's roll some swatches, and then I'll show you 3 looks that I created with this palette and then give you some of my thoughts at the end of the video as always. Here are the swatches by themselves. This shade right here, Amethyst, is very hard to swatch. It feels very dry and completely different formula it seems than the rest. And some of these are a little bit squishier, like Citrine for example, and Larimar are quite squishy. And then Rosewater is probably the flakiest of them all. At least it looks like in the pan, but they all swatch really smooth. For similar shades, we only actually have 2. So up here is ACI 18 from the Hydrant palette, and this is Citrine from the Flare palette. And then up here is ACI 5 from the Plain Jane palette, and then below it is Morganite from the Flare palette. These 2 did feel different just a little bit with this finger swatch application, but otherwise they seem pretty much the same. Priming with the Pee-wee's primer, just trying to finish it up. For this first look, I'm going to dip into my Burnovich matte eyeshadows. I do have a affiliate code with them if you're interested in these. So first I'm putting in 94 in my crease. And adding a little bit more. On the outer corner, going in with 196. Picked up Citrine on my finger. I'm gonna put that pretty much almost all over the lid and just tapping it on, but kind of swiping at the same time. This one is very, very like mushy in the pan, like especially mushy. Then I picked up Morganite on a brush, small pencil brush, and I'm gonna use it to do like a fake cup crease, half a cup crease. Just putting it above that and then feathering it out and then blending it into Citrine. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more Citrine over here. Oh, that's so pretty. Finishing off this look with that deep brown I used in the outer corner. I'm gonna use Morganite as an inner corner highlight as well on this eye. So here's the first finished look. Going in with N05 in the crease on this eye. This is going to be a transition shade. Just want to light wash of this. And then N03 to deepen it up a little bit in the crease. It is a slightly different tone, but I think that will be fine. And on the outer corner, I'm going to go in with Inertia from Lethal Cosmetics. And I'm first just placing it down and then feathering out the edges of that. Picking up Aeronite. And I'm going to put that kind of like I did in the other eye, except a little bit more of it to create like a fake cut, half a cut crease. And then below it going in with Aquamarine. Oh wow, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I feel like that looks a little bit more blue now that it's on the lid. I do kind of want to deepen this up a bit in the outer corner. So I'm going to dip into Insomnia from Lethal and just put it on the outer corner. I don't want it to go too far, just a little bit of depth in there. And then tapping out to blend it out. And then on this eye finishing with the deeper shade that I was using. And then going in with the green and mixing it together. Popping in rose water as the inner corner highlight on this eye. And here's the second finished look. This shade shifts to a purple. Final look going in with Outrun. I want this to be a blue-purple look because I'm going to be using 2 shades and they look like they kind of have like a purple shift to them. So I'm going to use blue and purple mattes. And going in with Undone, just going to pop that right next to it. And then Deceit on the outer corner. I'm going to bring the purple a little bit more in and have it mix with the blue. Picked up Lapis Lazuli, and I'm going to spray my brush just a little bit so I minimize any fallout, since I already do have my full face on. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that is so gorgeous. Oh, that is so beautiful. And then picked up, come on, and then picked up a Larimar, and I'm also going to spray my brush to minimize any fallout because some of these are a little bit on the fleekier side, and we're gonna do the same thing as I did in the other looks. We're gonna bring that above, and that definitely looks a bit more translucent than I thought. So we're gonna go in with a little bit more. It is still pretty translucent. That is not fully doing what I wanted it to, so let me go in with my pinky because it's the smallest and put that on. I think I shouldn't have wet my brush. I think that's what it was for this shade. And then going back in with Lapis Lazuli, just putting it back in here. And that is so sparkly. That is so sparkly. I love it. And here's the finished look. I did finish off my lower lash line with the same mattes I used in my crease. And I love this because they both shift at the same time. And it just looks so pretty together. There are 2 shades I did not use, and that's Star Ruby and Amethyst. Amethyst seems like it's just totally a different kind of formula. It could be really, really beautiful. Unfortunately, it's just super, super dry. So I know that it's going to be hard to pick up with a brush, but I would definitely recommend using some sort of a nice glitter primer or Fahrenheit Pixie Epoxy or something to help adhere that and put it on. But the rest of the shades are really, really beautiful. Definitely the sparkliest are Larimar and Rosewater. They're also a little bit flaky and a bit more translucent, while Aquamarine, Lapis Lazuli, and Citrine are a bit more opaque. But I think Citrine you could actually sheer out a little bit if you used a brush and just applied like one thin layer. But overall, I think this palette is really worth it for $27.50. It's another great option if you want to have some special, beautiful, shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows in your collection that are all together, and you can pair them whichever mattes your heart desires. And so that's everything for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you pick this palette up or you plan on picking it up. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content, lots of shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows up on my channel, and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.